In the heart of the Middle Eastern desert, where ancient sands whisper tales of forgotten civilizations and buried mysteries, Dr. Taghlibi stood at the threshold of a discovery that would redefine history. As the sun dipped low on the horizon, casting long shadows over the windswept dunes, his team of intrepid archaeologists and scholars converged upon the unearthed remnants of a temple long lost to time. Dr. a man driven by a relentless passion for uncovering the enigmatic past of Mesopotamia, led the expedition with unwavering determination. His weathered face, lined with years of scholarly pursuit, betrayed both excitement and caution as he approached the weathered sandstone walls adorned with intricate carvings of forgotten deities and ancient symbols. Beside him, Dr. Sarah Khan, a young linguist whose expertise in deciphering ancient scripts rivaled that of any seasoned historian, meticulously traced her fingers over the inscriptions, her eyes alight with scholarly curiosity. Each glyph, each inscription told a story of devotion and reverence, a testament to a time when gods walked among mortals, and their worship shaped the very fabric of civilization. Professor Mahmoud Abbas, a stoic figure with a keen eye for geological formations and structural integrity, surveyed the temple grounds with a mixture of scientific intrigue and solemn respect. His equipment hummed softly in the background, scanning the surroundings for hidden chambers and undiscovered relics that lay buried beneath layers of millennia-old sediment. And then there was Yusuf Ahmed, their steadfast guide and guardian of local lore, whose weather-beaten features and piercing gaze spoke volumes of a lifetime spent navigating the treacherous terrain of myth and reality. His presence was a reminder of the ancient spirits that guarded these lands, unseen yet palpably present in every whispering breeze and shifting grain of sand. As day turned to night, the team worked tirelessly, unearthing artifacts that spoke of a bygone era when gods and mortals coexisted in a delicate balance of power and reverence. Fragments of pottery, intricately crafted jewelry, and ceremonial masks adorned with precious gems hinted at rituals meant to appease and invoke the favor of Lamashtu, a mythical being whose name reverberated through ancient texts as both protector and harbinger of doom. But as they delved deeper into the temple's inner sanctum, a palpable tension hung in the air, a lingering sense that they were not alone in their exploration of the past. Strange occurrences began to unfold. Flickering lights, eerie whispers carried on desert winds, and fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures that seemed to vanish into the night. Dr. Well's scholarly facade wavered for a moment, replaced by a flicker of unease as he contemplated the implications of their discoveries. What secrets lay buried within these crumbling walls? What forces did they unwittingly awaken with their relentless pursuit of knowledge? And so, under the watchful gaze of a starlit desert sky, our journey into the depths of history begins. Little do they know, their quest to unearth the mysteries of Lamashtu will unravel not only the fabric of time but the very foundations of their understanding of the world. As the desert night deepened, enveloping the archaeological team in a shroud of darkness broken only by the faint glow of their lanterns, unease settled like a heavy cloak upon their shoulders. The discovery of the ancient temple had unleashed a torrent of questions and uncertainties, each step deeper into its labyrinthine chambers revealing more layers of mystery and intrigue. Dr. Sarah Khan, her mind buzzing with the possibilities presented by the newly deciphered inscriptions, traced her fingers over the weathered stone walls. The symbols spoke of a time when Lamashtu, revered and feared in equal measure, held sway over the hearts and minds of ancient civilizations. Her presence was both a blessing of fertility and protection, and a curse that brought devastation to those who dared invoke her wrath. Professor Mahmoud Abbas meticulously adjusted his equipment, the soft hum of his scanning devices echoing through the ancient corridors. The readings were erratic, anomalies that defied logical explanation, hinting at energies long dormant but now stirred by the presence of the intruders. His scientific mind grappled with the implications, torn between skepticism and a growing sense of awe at the unearthly phenomena unfolding before them. Yusuf Ahmed, ever vigilant to the subtle shifts in the desert spirit, stood watch at the threshold of the inner sanctum. His weathered face betrayed a deep-rooted wariness, a caution born of centuries-old tales passed down through generations of desert dwellers. He had warned them of the risks, of the ancient spirits that guarded these sacred grounds, but his words had been met with scholarly curiosity and the unyielding thirst for knowledge. Within the heart of the temple, as flickering torchlight cast dancing shadows upon the walls, the team's exploration led them deeper into the labyrinth of chambers and corridors. Each step forward felt like a journey through time itself, the air thick with the weight of centuries-old secrets waiting to be uncovered. Suddenly, a chill wind swept through the chamber, carrying with it whispers of a forgotten past. Dr. Well, his senses heightened by the eerie atmosphere, turned sharply toward the source of the disturbance. His heart raced as ancient echoes reverberated through the temple, voices lost to time pleading for release from their eternal slumber.